Obama's DHS security. I don't know if I want to do that one yet. Yeah, let's do this one. Obama's Department of Homeland Security is issuing a bold warning saying that we need to be on our tippy toes and be mindful of what's going on. Let's just stop by this real quick and then we can get to it, all right?
People in New Orleans are sending an unmistakable message. They will not let this attack or the attackers' deluded ideology overcome us. None of us should fear that he'll overcome us.
What did he say? All right, hold on. Because I know that Trump is recently went off on Biden for basically being non-existent in the White House except for terrorizing and tearing everything up. Hold on.
People in New Orleans are sending an unmistakable message. They will not.
Unmistakable message.
People in New Orleans are sending an unmistakable message. They will not let this attack or the attackers' deluded ideology overcome us.
Hey, man, somebody go and get this guy a nurse immediately. Somebody get this guy his blanket and his quote and sit him in his rocking chair and get him out of office ASAP. I know we about to let Department of Homeland Security, former Department of Homeland Security for Obama, come on Fox News and tell us why we should be a little bit more vigilant. But what the hell was y'all thinking? Hey, do y'all realize that this is the same guy that y'all was thinking about voting for over Trump? Honest to God, that is crazy. It is crazy to see the level of deterioration that this guy had, and y'all said that y'all was going to vote for him over Trump. Y'all seriously considered, you were in your right mind and you said, we are definitely going to vote for Biden. What the heck are we doing? Do we even think that this guy is making any decision whatsoever? How can he sign into law 50 bills and he can't even speak? He can't even speak, and it's in the middle of the daytime, which means that he probably had a full 8 to 9 hours of sleep. That's crazy. This is crazy, bro.
Attack or the attackers' deluded ideology overcome us. None of us should fear that he'll overcome us. We're going to continue to relentlessly pursue ISIS and other terrorist organizations where they are, and they'll find no safe harbor here.
Let's continue on, y'all. We're beating a dead horse here.
President Biden vowing to take on ISIS following the terror attack in New Orleans after meeting with his Homeland Security team in the Situation Room.
The questions remain about the reason behind the rising terror threat and what the incoming Trump administration can do to stop it.
Jeh Johnson served as DHS Secretary under President Obama and joins us now in studio. Mr. Secretary, if you had a meeting today to talk about 2 days since the attack and you had all your department heads there, what would be the first thing you'd begin to ask? What would you begin to probe? What would you begin to do?
Well, here's what I would say, first of all. We're in the midst of an evolving, heightened threat picture right now. With the collapse of the Assad regime in Syria, with the attack 2 days ago, I'm sure ISIS feels emboldened right now. And we have several major security events coming up. The inauguration for one, the Super Bowl in a couple weeks after that. And I would say what I did say to my people at DHS when I was in office, don't just respond to the last attack. Anticipate the next one, which may be of a very different character. Now, we've known for some time that the possibility of an attack with a vehicle is a weapon, or a mass shooting, is something to anticipate and prepare for. We should not believe that we've seen the last of this type of vehicle attack. And so, but I always encourage my people, be vigilant and think about what could come next. Don't just plug the last hole.
So, Mr. Secretary, what do you make of, the intel community, the counterterrorism groups inside of the country, both Democrat and Republican, and they come from that 9/11 era of country first, and they fight for the country as a result of that. But there's been many people inside the community that said we're focused on the wrong things. We're not focusing on the ideology of these folks, going after them. We're seeing people in the middle of the street with ISIS flags and Hamas flags. These are threats to the country. Sunday, right after the event. So what do you make of that? Is it fair to say that we're not focusing on the right things right now?
Well, I'll count myself as
Okay.
among the 9/11 community.
Okay.
I was here in Manhattan on 9/11, 2000.
Well, see, that's a problem for me. Well, number one, I do think that we need to be a little bit more vigilant with all of the major events that's about to happen across the United States of America. But then, even when you frame the question and you say, well, you know, with all of this and 9/11 and remember what happened in 9/11 and stuff like that, that gives me even more pause because personally, I am not a fan of the way that they're trying to market 9/11 to us as far as what really happened. I still don't believe that they've ever told us the truth. Now, obviously, we were able to use our context clues, and it's not something that I'm not going to talk about on this show because A, I want to respect the victims, but B, I want to make sure that I'm still being friendly with YouTube. But how can I say this? How can I say this? I've never, never, since 2008, 2009, or not even 2008 to 2009, that was a recession. Since whatever it was year that Fabulous and Jay-Z dropped on the same day as September 11th, I've never, ever, ever believed that it played out the way that they tried to sell it to us. It's no way that, and I'm not going to get into the details. I'm not going to do none of that because, again, we bag chasers and we got to protect the bag. But if y'all telling me that all of these people, that's some of the most intelligent ever, Department of Homeland Security, if you're telling me that these people, sir, oh, I thought that was the guy. If you're telling me that these people, that it played out and they were out here chasing bad guys and chasing these phantom criminals, they're chasing bad guys and chasing phantom criminals, and I'm supposed to believe that these people got our best interests at heart, they selling us on the whole idea, yeah, I was out there and I was chasing the bad guys down. Well, exactly what bad guys were you chasing down? What bad guys were you chasing down? I'm going to leave it at that.
One, I was in the Pentagon as the senior legal official, 2009 to 2012, and we took a lot of these guys out. For a while, you can see the terrorist threat to our country evolving from terrorist-directed attacks, where a terrorist organization overseas directs a large-scale attack on the United States, 9/11.
This is like the biggest open secret that's not really a secret that they still trying to pretend like it's a secret right in front of our face. This is the biggest open secret. How'd it go, guys? Oh, really? I got a question for y'all. Unrelated to the work that y'all doing. What do y'all think about 9/11? Like, do y'all think that that was a real thing? You too? Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know. All right, guys. So there we go.
Being the prime example, the attempted underwear bombing, you may recall, the attempted shoe bombing, Richard Reeves, those were terrorist-directed attacks. We evolved from that in about 2013, 2014 to what we now refer to.
The heating and cooling guys that's over here making sure that certain things is happening and that all of our furnace and everything is up to date because it was missing one thing. I asked the two heating and cooling guys that's here. I said, hey guys, do you guys believe that 9/11 happened exactly the way that it was told to us? And both of them, older white guys, said yes. They went outside to their truck to go get some other parts. Older white guys said yes. So now I understand and now I get it. I get it. I get it because there is a large majority of the population that do not think like we do. They don't deep dive into it. They don't start to get confused. They don't ask questions. Whatever the media tells them is what we rock with. And that's why it's so easy to market to us all of the things that we see happening in society today. Let's just keep it at that. Let's continue to go with what he's saying.
To as terrorist-inspired attacks, where a terrorist organization on the internet will attempt to inspire someone who is living in this country to radicalize and take it upon themselves to carry out a terrorist attack. We saw a spate of these in 2014, 2015, 2016, when I was in DHS. And that threat has not gone away. And
Somebody said I was there. What are they saying is not true? Nothing. You got it. You got it. Nothing. We not saying anything is not true. You got it.
concerned that it's at a heightened level right now.
Mr. Secretary, critics argue that, in part, the current administration has emboldened these inspired terrorist attacks, in part because taking the eye off the ball, focusing toward Americans, as well as sort of a different focus instead of on threats, on one of phraseology and sort of a tepid approach to the international community. The question, sir, is what do you want to see in the next administration so that we take steps forward and not steps back?
Well, no matter who the president is, no matter whose administration it is, I believe there needs to be an intense focus among counterterrorism officials in multiple agencies right now on this evolving, heightened threat picture that we see right now, no matter who the president is. And there are counterterrorism professionals in the Pentagon, at the FBI, at NCTC, CIA, ODNI, multiple agencies that are charged with looking at this evolving threat picture. Our political leadership has to pay close attention to the evolving intelligence picture to make sure we set the right priorities and we do not take our eye off the ball.
And Mr. Secretary, foreign governments, as you know, help you. This guy went over there for 10 days in Egypt.
Yeah.
And if he was hanging out with the wrong guys, the way I've been told, when the communication's good, we find out about it.
That is absolutely true. I can testify from personal experience that the relationships we have with other governments, other intelligence communities is crucial to preventing someone even from.
Listen, bro. Y'all just got to be vigilant. Y'all got to be careful with what it is that you get yourself into and who you surround yourself with. Be situationally aware. And I'll say this before I read Super Chats. You got to be prayed up. You got to be prayed up. Y'all have to be prayed up. Eric D. said, so Anton, did the planes hit the building or not? Man, I'm not getting into that. I'm not getting into that. Not on this channel. We love the Millionaire Morning Show. We don't want to be throttled. We don't want to be shadow banned. We don't want none of that. We good. Me and YouTube, we got a good relationship. We good over here. We straight. But what I will say is now is better time than ever to stay prayed up. Now is a better time than ever to be prayed, to stay prayed up. Stay prayed up, gird up, be situationally aware, follow your leading, get saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost. Make sure you build your relationship with God and stay focused, y'all. That's all I'm going to say.